Those are true. Names that are legendary. StockLegends.com.
Hey traders, StockLegends.com. Today we're looking at HRID for February 22nd, 2012. Very exciting chart here. I want to take you through it. Before I do, please go to StockLegends.com, and up here we have our investment research report under ticker symbol HRID. Please check that out. Also follow us on Twitter by clicking on the blue bird and getting our tweets. You can also scroll down a little further and sign up for our newsletter, enter your name and email address, hit join, and you'll be subscribed to all of our alerts. So taking a look at the technicals here, we have a fabulous chart. This is basically not a lot of action here, very low volume. You can see the volume is pretty much non-existent for the prior few months, and we had a last resistance here at just about 4 cents. You can see that we were kind of just moving sideways within this general vicinity. What's interesting to see is that volume just really started to take off. The shares just really started to explode. We had 1.5 million shares traded here on January 30th, and that really set the alarm bells off on this particular stock. From there, people just poured in. You can see the volume just started to continue, increase exponentially. The second trading day of the upward trend here that started, we had 2.5 million shares, then 5.5 million, then 14, almost 15 million shares traded here by February 2nd, and then things just kind of needed to cool off a little bit. We entered a consolidation period, and you can see that the stock price has basically been moving sideways within these sort of channels. We have a high here of 14 cents, and we tested this level twice, this resistance area. We ran up to here once, came down and hit our support here just about around the 5.5 cent area. Then we came back up a second time, failed to break the resistance. That's what we call a double top. We know that we need to see some sort of consolidation or selling pressure start to come in, and we had made another move back down, and we tested our support level, and the support level held, tested that level twice, confirmed the support levels intact. So now we're basically got this sideways channel where the stock price is moving sideways. You see the maxing lines have lost their upward momentum. This is our momentum indicator. You can see that just after the highs got reached, we started to curve back down. So a little bit of a delay signal here. You can see that they didn't actually cross over until about February 13th, and the stock had, basically already hit its first high point quite a while back. So just keep in mind that in the MACD in this particular instance on the daily chart is giving a little bit of a lagging indicator if we're looking at the crossover points as buy and sell confirmation. So what we have here, generally stocks need to pull back or consolidate after big runs. It's positive to see that we've hit some support and we're holding that level. We've also got resistance here that we need to break. So we need to either go one way or the other. What needs to happen before we either break that resistance or break that support is the volatility needs to start to tighten up, and that's what we're starting to see here. Is really exciting is we've got a lower high point now, and so what is probably going to happen is either we are building a rising trend support. Now that we've got a lower high point, we can plot basically the downtrend resistance that's going to be putting negative pressure on the stock. If we take a look at our two low points that we have here, we can start to assume that we're going to have an upward trend. So whether we've tested that support right here or we need to come back down and test the support again is yet to be seen. But at this particular point in time, now that we're starting to see the volatility starting to get a little bit tighter, you can see the Bollinger Bands are these gray lines here. They're starting to pinch in. That's an indicator that the volatility is starting to narrow. You can see when the Bollinger Bands blew out the bottom of the chart here, they're at their highest volatility. So now volatility is starting to reverse. The volatility is getting narrow, and what happens is when the volatility starts to get tight and we see big volume, that's the signal that the volatility is going to start to explode again. So we're now at the point where we have big volume. You can see we had over about 7.5 million shares traded today, and the volatility might be starting to get quite tight. So if the support bounces here and we start to see some lifting off of this level tomorrow, then probably we're seeing a pennant formation where we've got the downtrend and the rising support pinching against each other, and the increase and the volume, if it remains positive and strong, is going to break over this resistance, and we're going to come up and likely break the 14 cent level. Of course, inversely, if we break this support level, the trend support, or the 5.5, the 5.5 cent support area. We could see a pullback, maybe back down to the 1 cent area, but there's a lot of interest here in the stock. Very likely we're going to see a continuation, and this is just a nice consolidation. You can see the MACD is moving sideways. So what we want to see at this particular point is them to cross over and upwards and give us that buy confirmation, and we can see a nice run occur. You can see the stock's currently oversold during the consolidation period that we're in right now. See, it's basically hasn't really been below 52 anywhere on the chart, around below 50 anywhere on the chart briefly. It sort of dipped below this level a little bit. You can see overbought here when the RSI ran to 90. That gives us an overbought signal. So certainly traders paying attention to the technicals should have been taking profits at that particular point, waiting for a trade setup. It looks like we have one here, so certainly looks like there's a great opportunity here. Be sure to stop by stocklegends.com, join our investment research report, and sign up for the tweets, and good luck and happy trading.